Welcome to Beyond the Lens. Beyond the Lens. Beyond the Lens. Beyond the Lens. So today we are joined by some honey, and yeah, let's get into it.
Ooh, am I gonna strip my stuff?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Oh my god, you wanna try?
I might actually, yeah.
Try.
Is it good?
Yeah, 100%. It's so, like, I have got such a sweet tooth as well, so like it's nice and yeah.
I wasn't expecting that whatsoever.
Me neither. I thought it was gonna be more citrusy, and like,
Yes.
I'm like, damn, well, who spiked
That's
this lemonade with some goodness? Ooh,
That's beautiful. You can't even really taste the matcha.
you're just like iced tea.
Hey. So yeah, today we're at One at Minima again, the cafe. What do you think of the space?
It's so cute. It is really giving me Hackney vibes.
Yeah.
It's giving me independent coffee shop.
Yes.
It's giving
Which it is.
everything I need. I'm not gonna lie.
Everything
I love the
you need.
aesthetic. Yeah. Like I love the wood furnishings.
Yeah.
The neutral tones.
Mhm.
It's a bit of me.
It is.
I go by Some Honey, but my name's T.
Tea.
For those of you who know me anyway. I'm a singer-songwriter based in the West Midlands. I grew up in the West Midlands, kinda. We'll go with that. It's a complicated story.
Which we'll get into.
We will get into it. And I tend to write neo soul music, alternative R&B music, and just anything that makes you feel. I'm not gonna say good because I got sad songs too.
Feel things.
But they make you feel.
Yeah. And I mean, I know you a bit now because
Yeah.
we met in November at
Yeah.
a pirate thing. I remember hearing you when you performed, and I was like, why is no one else talking about Honey?
No, you're
Some
too
Honey.
cute.
She's too good.
I still remember seeing the story you posted, being like, my new favorite artist. And I was like, nah, this girl is so cute. I was like, I can't even.
I know.
And you just became cuter, so you're all good.
Stab it. But what I know that your ethnicity, you're half white and you're half Thai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about kind of like growing up, having those like being mixed race. and
Interesting.
Shaping you.
Yeah,
as a person?
interesting. I feel like I definitely appreciate my Thai culture a lot more now than I did in my teen years. So I was born in Scotland, and then my dad worked away from home, so I lived in Thailand with my mum. So I'm like a proper village girl deep down.
Yeah.
My nickname as a kid was Mowgli. Still
okay.
is in the village. So Mowgli and Natasan. Natasan. It tends to be what aunties call me. So yeah, I grew up like my mum is from stick ends of the village. We had like wooden houses, paddy fields, all that stuff. But it meant that like I felt really connected to my culture as a kid, and it's nice seeing all the videos back, like the old school VCR and everything else, of being like,
I love that.
that's me in my little leopard print trousers and my little blonde curly hair. Yeah.
Blonde?
The sun bleached my hair from like dark brown black to blonde, and I was blonde until we like properly moved to Thailand.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, I think for me, I grew up in a very, I'd say I grew up in a very white neighborhood. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah.
Like there was in my primary school, there was one other Asian kid. He moved away. Really hurt my feelings. And then there was my brother.
I'm all alone now.
I'm all by myself. But then I think when I went to college in Birmingham, I was definitely, it's not that I wasn't exposed to other cultures. I was like, we always went for dim sum because my parents met in Hong Kong. So like that was like a family tradition thing to do.
Yeah.
And I've always loved Asian culture. But then when I was in secondary school, it was like uncool to be Asian. I was like one of 3 Asian kids in the whole school. And if I went to school with rice and son-in-law eggs, they go, ew, what's that? And I'm like, it tastes better than your cheese on toast, but you know. But then when you're a kid and you're different to everyone else, you don't want to be different.
No, and you want to hide it. You want to sit in the corner with your lunchbox, like
Yeah,
no one can
exactly.
see.
So it's the whole thing of like, not only do I do music, and I started singing really young, and I've always put myself forward for that. It's like, oh, well, you've got an opinion on me for that, and now you've got an opinion on me because you don't like the food that I eat, but you want to come to my house and try the food.
It's weird.
So it was really weird. But then, like I said, I went to BOA for college in Birmingham. Met some lovely people there, and then the Birmingham music scene was just like, I always loved soul music and R&B music, and I was just adopted into like the culture of that music scene, you know.
That's good. That's nice.
And I feel like that's definitely shaped me.
Yeah.
I feel like moving to London and then coming back helped me also like find myself, because I'm also like, growing up, I was too Asian for the white kids and too white for the Asian kids.
Girl, I feel that.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
because it's like,
was me.
even if I did meet Asian kids, they speak Mandarin and Cantonese, and I don't speak Mandarin and Cantonese.
Yeah.
We speak Thai.
Yeah.
And I don't even speak that anymore. So it's
Yeah.
the whole, my mum speaks Cantonese, but it was always like I couldn't really, I guess I could have pulled my finger up my arse and decided to teach myself those languages, but I didn't. But you know what I mean? Like you don't.
Especially when you're growing up here in the Western world, it is harder to.
Exactly. But I think moving to London and having time to, you know, immerse myself in other cultures and just meet other people and not have to think about, oh, well, do you like me because I ate it? No, you go to a Thai restaurant and eat the food. It doesn't matter. Instead of paying for it, come to my house. Like, you know?
When did you start sort of doing music or like starting to sing maybe or writing?
So I started singing when I was like 6.
Wow.
I
Dang.
entered my first singing competition at school when I was 6.
Oh.
I think I sang Where Are You Christmas? Where are you Christmas? That one. So did that.
Yeah.
And then what it was, right, I saw Leona Lewis on the X Factor.
Oh, okay.
And Leona Lewis and her big lungs and that smooth voice.
Yeah, she was like my favorite, to be fair. Yeah.
I remember looking at her and being like, you know what, I want to be like her.
Yeah.
And I remember begging my parents for her like debut album that she did. And I was like begging them for the CD.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas, I finally got the CD. And I also got this little CD player.
Oh.
It was the coolest thing ever. And now I look back at it, I'm like, I wish I still had it. I don't even know if it's in the loft. Probably not. But it was a VW Beetle where you could like put the CD in there and the wheels were speakers.
What?
Yeah.
That's sick.
So imagine being like 7 years
a
old
child.
and you get that and you also get the CD that you've always wanted.
Yeah.
So I was there with the little lyric book.
Oh, in heaven. That's so
reading that, and I was singing in my room, and I remember singing a moment like this, and I was just singing it because I like to sing.
Yeah.
You know, my parents were hid at the top of the stairs, so they came in my room and they were like, "Excuse me, wait, is that you singing?"
We have a prodigy. We have a prodigy on our hands.
They were like, "Money, no
Money. They saw it as a dollar sign.
So I was like, yeah. They're like, "Can you sing again?" So I did it, and they're both like, "Okay, we need to do something with this."
Yeah.
So then I started like.
Wow.
I went to my first singing lesson and there was a sign on the door for a competition and I begged my dad if I could enter. I was like, please. And he was like, there's going to be people who have been singing for years. Maybe miss it out this time, but go, you can do it again like in the future, maybe in the next one.
Yeah.
So I was gutted. Anyway, went into my singing lesson. I came out. My singing teacher enrolled me into the competition. So, and then I won it. So yeah, I guess I kind of got the performing bug from then.
Yeah.
And then I got my first guitar when I was 11. Learned how to play Impossible by Chantel
Wow.
in one night and then blistered all my fingers because playing guitar is hard.
Yeah.
Was doing competitions like on and off. And then when I was 15, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start playing guitar properly and started writing with my guitar. And entered competitions doing that. So I got my first BBC Introducing play when I was 15.
Wow.
And it was a song called Runaway that I wrote. So
That's
I kind of just got it from them.
Yeah. From what it sounds like you were kind of confident from a young age, because the fact that you were like, I want to be, because if that was me, I wouldn't be like, I'm doing a competition, I'm doing this now. But you were like, yeah. Like, did you kind of like know what you had when you were singing? In a way,
I don't know. Like everyone always says to me, like, I don't know how good I am. For me, I just like singing.
Yeah, you just love it.
It's what I love. It's what I do, and I enjoy myself when I do it.
Yeah.
But then when I do other stuff like that, obviously, like it's reaffirming. A lot of like the self-doubt came in like when I was like 17, 18. I think it was around the time of like moving to another city, and then just leaving the comfort zone and then also being like, well, now I'm no longer like, not that I was a big fish in a small pond, but Birmingham, the network's kind of small.
Yeah. Compared to London.
London, and then going somewhere with no one that I know and then being like, well, am I good enough?
Yeah.
And that's when life happens and all the questions start coming.
When you start becoming, like, you move out and you're becoming more independent as a person, you have all those doubts, like you're trying to figure yourself out.
Of course, and then you're also trying to find like who you are, because I feel like a lot of the time growing up, we all mask ourselves in certain ways. Like my parents know a version of me, my friends know another version of me.
Facts, yeah.
You know, and then it's nice when you kind of breach that age where you can
be yourself across the board.
Yeah, where you can like start blurring those lines and you just kind of just are your own person and you accept that you are what you are.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear that.
And if you don't like that, that's not my problem.
Did you start writing around like 15, 16 as well?
Yeah, so I was like writing lyrics in my little notebooks when I was like 11. And then when I was 13, I think I started writing a bit more. 15, I think like 13, 14 is when I started actually playing my guitar.
Yeah.
Because then in playing my guitar, it was like, okay, well now I know what chords are.
Yeah.
So I can actually come up with anything to work with my melodies.
Yeah.
So that's when I did some more writing. When I was 17, I definitely did like a bulk of my writing, 16, 17.
Okay.
And I was performing a lot around Birmingham and doing any open mic that I could possibly find.
Yeah.
And then stumbled into the world of being able to produce for yourself. Now, I'm not an amazing producer. I'm definitely not going to say that.
I kind of forgot that you produced some of your music. Okay.
So I'm like, but it was like another door opened because it meant that now I can do even more with my ideas.
Yeah.
And then also with the internet being what it is these days, like you can go and pull up a YouTube beat for inspiration,
That's
and I
true.
don't have to worry about, oh my God, doing the overthinking thing, because I'm an overthinker.
Me too.
I'm a very big overthinker. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Doing the thing of, oh, well, okay, I need to come up with a melody, but I've got these words, but then to come up with a melody, I need to figure out what the chords are, and I don't know what all the chords in the world are.
Yeah.
So then I'm sat there with this circle of fifths and the bloody music staff in front of me going, I don't understand any of this. So, you know, but it definitely opened more doors, and it meant that like now I can like make a rough idea and send it to somebody and be like, make this good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of the time they'll be like, well, you only need to tweak this one bit, but that's the imposter
There you go.
syndrome, you know. So
But that's good because then you have the knowledge and it's like
it's the constant learning, and I think it also helps being able to like inject yourself into like other producer sessions,
100%.
because it means that when I'm talking about what I want, I actually kind of know what I
yeah,
want.
you know, and you have more control over your own music.
Exactly, and more input as well, because I think being more involved in the creative process sparks more creativity.
Yeah, makes you more inspired for sure. I can see that. What are your top three favorite artists at the moment? Not overall, but just right now.
Okay, so hear me
Yeah.
out. I'm in a very weird music listening phase.
Okay.
Okay, so I was banging Lily Allen a few weeks ago. Hear me out, because
Bangers.
she's got bangers, and you know
bangers.
what? I love how straight to the point her lyrics are, because you know me as a person, like
I do.
I say it how it is.
She does.
But I also say it in the most blunt, funny way. But I just love how, like, you know, to the point she is. Like,
Yeah.
Alfie. Oh, dearie me, my little brother's in his bedroom smoking weed.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then what was it? I was listening to Can't Knock 'Em Out. Do you know that one?
By
Lily Allen. So it's like, oh, you can't knock 'em out, you can't let away, try desperately to think of the politest thing to say. And it's just talking about, it's like she's talking about a timeline of this guy chatting her up at the bar and her being not interested at all. And just the way she says it, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking with your lyrics right now.
such a real topic as well.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I was like, this needs to be a banger. Someone needs to, fuck it, I'm gonna
Run this
sample it.
up.
Screw it, I'm gonna sample it, it's
You
fine.
should. You should.
I
Actually,
should.
yeah.
And then going on from that,
Yeah.
I am really loving Lola Young at the minute. I
hear it.
I love her entire album. Conceited is such a vibe.
It is.
Messy blew up, I know, and it's a banger, but it's the weakest song of that album.
Yeah.
Like, if you like Messy, go and listen to the rest of the album, because you will love the rest of it.
Yeah,
Like, and
okay.
Conceited really gives me like old school Arctic Monkeys vibes.
Ah, okay.
So
she's kind of got that, it's slightly grungy to it.
yeah,
but
like it's like she's got like a slightly grungy
Yeah.
esque thing to her.
Persona.
But all of her words and lyrics are really relatable.
Yeah.
And she also says it in a way that's like, you don't have to use your brain too hard to read in between the lines.
Yeah.
Like, she says it how it is.
yeah, so true.
And I really like her for
Yeah.
that. And I also love her personality online, because she was like, when
doesn't
she
give a
was
fuck
like,
either.
yeah, she was like, this is like my 4th iPhone 16. I'm over Apple now. Someone else needs to come up with a brand. And I was like, I actually love you for this. Like, you know, 100%.
Yeah.
Jessie Reyes, that's who I was, yeah, because I've been listening to her for years.
yeah.
I'm obsessed with her. I love her unique tone. So I know that to some people it's jarring, but to me, I like it. It's like stroking my ears, my
Literally.
eardrums.
Yeah.
And her lyrics and the way that like she intonates between like all of the notes that she sings. I'm like, girl, I didn't even think of singing that on top of this, but you did it.
Yeah.
And she also has that like edgy vibe as well. Like, she a bad mamacita.
Yes, she do be.
She do be a bad
She do
mamacita.
be.
And I just like, you know,
Yeah.
can we be friends?
Facts. Oh, she's beautiful.
We
Her
be friends.
voice.
Oh.
I think the first I listened to her like for years as well. Is it like called Raker's Island or something like that?
Yes.
It's like that first one. And when I heard it, I was like, I haven't heard something like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of like croakiness, but
She's got like a rasp and
rasp.
a croak, But like,
But it doesn't sound like it's like harsh on your ears. It's like
yeah, it
smooth.
doesn't sound like she's been smoking 50 a day, like for the last 10 years.
Literally.
It's like, oh, okay, you're kind of cute and like spicy with it. Like,
Exactly.
okay,
Right?
pure vibe.
Yeah. How would you say you come to writing a song or making a song at the moment?
For me, okay, I'm great at writing lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at talking about my feelings. And sometimes like I have so much that I want to say, but I just know it's not even worth my breath to say it to people. So sometimes, or even after an argument or a discussion with someone, I'm like, you know what, I could really like,
Go off on one right
you
now.
know, if that little part of my heartstring just wasn't there, like I could really just go in right now. But I just, what if we're good in 2 years' time, you know? Like, so I write a song and they go, no, it's not about you. Yeah, it is. But
You ain't got to know that.
if the shoe fits, that's not my
Wear it.
problem. Yeah, exactly. I have a track title list, okay?
Okay.
So it's just like a list of different titles where like, yeah, for example, that's where I got Crash Out from.
Okay.
Hey was originally gay, but I just thought I'd change it to, yeah, now you get it.
Well, like, no, I got it.
You got it before, but now
I literally had a moment, you know, at mic, and I was like, oh, right. Don't you think she was on it? I was like,
yeah. So like, I just have like a list of titles, and sometimes I'll write from the title. But a lot of the time, if I've got like a track, I'll just hum a melody on it until I like something.
Okay.
And usually when I'm coming up with a melody, a word comes out, and that ends up being the song. Like I feel like I'm such a chaotic writer because I feel like some people sit down with such purpose. And I wrote Hey while in a studio with somebody else, helping them in their studio session and writing 2 songs simultaneously.
Wow. That's talent though. Come on.
Thank you.
Because everyone has their own different writing process. That's so interesting to know that you kind of like, you have titles and then you're like, okay, what topic can I go off of this? That's so
or
interesting.
like think of like how I can throw it into some lyrics, or be like, okay, well, what does that title make me feel like? Do I feel like being a sarcastic little so-and-so? Because I think also, because I've been listening to, because I think that I'm starting to become more unapologetically me.
Love that.
Because that's what we've got to do.
Indeed.
You know, and it is a process.
Sure is.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, because I'm becoming more unapologetically me, I'll say whatever I would say in a happy if I'm going to be on FaceTime with my friend, I'll say the same thing in a song, because if I want anybody to know me through my music, how are you going to know me if I don't
Actually put yourself through it. Like,
yeah, I can be sarky. Yes, I'm sensitive. Don't cut that one out, because I'm a sensitive baddie.
Coming back into the Birmingham music scene, how could you describe it to me?
It's been so refreshing.
Yeah.
Like I moved back really not wanting to come back to Birmingham.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to come back. Like I was moving back, I was trying to think of my get out plan.
Yeah.
Like how do I get away from here as soon as possible?
Yeah.
And the first few months were a bit rough, and my dad sent me a link to the BBC Introducing Live thing, so I was like, okay, it's £9, I'll just pay for it, whatever.
Yeah,
if I come to the event and don't go, I don't go, but at least I've got the ticket if it'll do.
Yeah.
And it came to the day and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. And I went, and it was just like, I am my own worst critic. so many of the songs that I'm sharing with you now, I've actually missed out on for years, but I've just gone, they're not good enough. Or like, I've got feedback from the wrong people, or not even that. Do you know when you get feedback from someone and it's not the feedback you want, but you take what they say as gospel?
Yes. You have them on a pedestal, and it's
For real. I had feedback about one track that, you know, Fall in Love. I like it. It's my Sunset Balcony song.
Yeah.
I got told it was boring by someone that I really looked up to. And I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't write again after that for a while.
Really?
Yeah, it just put me off. I was like, damn, okay. Because like I said, I'm sensitive. I meant it when I said it, man. Like, it takes one little thing, you're like, that's a bum note, shit, okay, cool, I'm not singing for 2 weeks then, fuck this. You know?
I hear it.
So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that I've been sitting on. So coming back here and then being able to like just socialize with a bunch of other creatives that are interested, and then the feedback sessions, being told that like some tracks that I wasn't sure about, like them being like, no, these are really good, they need to be out, and me being like, oh, okay. And then I also think like, I used to see releasing as such a, this is so huge, like I need to hold my babies and then I need to release them like sparingly because the world, you know. But then at the same time, it's the whole thing of how do you expect to be seen and heard by people if you don't share what you do?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if it's really your craft, why are you holding on to the song? Because you're just going to write a better one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mindset I've got in at the minute. I'm like, I've got everybody pushing me. Y'all know who you are.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you for it. I'll take it.
That's good.
So yeah, it's been a breath of fresh air. There's been so many opportunities, and I also think because putting myself out there, it's been nice being able to like be like, okay, I was told about Neighborhood. I went to the first one with Maddie and Lo, and they were hosting it. Yeah. And then I got invited for the one the month after. Yeah. And to me, that was like, whoa, okay, that's crazy. Yeah. I've had so many radio plays since moving back. And I just think, because the circles, they're not like small circles where they're closed off. It's just like everybody is in each other's pocket because we know each other in a way. Like the events are all intertwined, but in the best way. Yeah, not like, you know, oh, you're here again. Yeah, no, it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. It's like, hi! Like, let me squeeze you like I haven't seen you in 6 years.
I've seen you 3 times this week, but I'm exactly the same excited to see you
Exactly,
again.
and that's what I love about it. In London, everybody wants to make it, but no one wants to see each other make it or help.
Yes.
Like everybody wants to fight for themselves, whereas here, I think everybody is a lot more open to be like, or at least the people that I've surrounded myself with. I'm not saying everybody, because I know there's still some snakes out there.
It's true, that's true.
But for me, I've surrounded myself with people that are willing to help elevate you.
We all want to grow together.
And we all work together, and we all have different strengths that we can help each other with. Yeah. And I think like, you know, having a catalogue of people like that is far better than completely fighting for yourself. Yeah. Coming back to Birmingham is almost like starting afresh, because when I was making moves in Birmingham, I was 16, 17, I'm 25 now. Yeah, yeah. So I had like 7, 8 years away. Yeah. So then it's the whole thing of, well, half the people that I know are gone. Or like, you know, so now you're reacclimatizing. I have to do the thing of, I don't speak to you when I'm gone so that I don't miss you. Yeah. And then when I come back, I remember you. Yeah, yeah. You know, the little mental block. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I would say I really enjoyed the networking event. I think having like some bigger networking events like that would be great. I agree. But even because I've noticed that people are selfish. But it's not a bad thing. You're allowed to be selfish. But like, if you could do like a networking event where there was like a jam afterwards, you get more people to come because people are selfish. If they have the opportunity to perform, then they're more likely to come, and then you can mingle. So true. But then isn't that what Neighborhood is anyway? Well, and other stuff. I think it would be great if we could have more collaborative writing session opportunities. Ooh, okay. Because like there's been a few different like groups that I've worked with before where like they just get a bunch of artists and they go, yeah, we're in the studio. This is your genre, make a song. I love that. And you get given like 8 hours or 6 hours to make a song. Yeah. And to me, I just think it's cool because then like what? If you were to do that, you could do like, don't steal this idea. Or steal it and like pay me for it, it's fine. Give it the credits. But like, you know, if you were to have like a collaborative project for Birmingham up and coming artists, but it's got all of us featured on there with each other. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, if we've got like the Rising Stars, and then we've got like we've got like for example five tracks from different studio sessions. Yeah, like 5 tracks from different studio sessions, and boom, we release it, and then it's a whole project, and then what we pitch that to introduce in, we pitch that to One Extra, because it's gonna have an eclectic feel of all of our tastes, and we're all here to help anyway. So we're only gonna be doing exactly what we're doing, just with another purpose that's going to benefit everyone. So true. So that's what I think. Who's hopping on that? Because we got to get that. I need funding. Yeah, funding. Yeah. You know what to do. I'll make you a good coffee in the morning. There's actually Grosvenor Road Studios, which is a studio in Handsworth. They did that. So they had like this thing called Bridging Gap or something like that. Yeah. And they had like people, it was like, not an internship, but it was like a little placement thing that they did, and then they had people make a song, like a little album at the end of it, and like everyone collaborated. It was so cool, and I was like thinking about that the other day, and I was like having you guys like on doing, and it's such a good idea. Yeah, because the thing is, I see stuff like Tile Yard doing things like that, but so many of these opportunities are paid, and it's not as in like not paid, as in they're unpaid for you. You've got to pay to do them. Yeah. And it's a bit like the pay-to-play venues in London. Like there's a space for them, but not for everybody. Yeah. And I think that like, you know, allowing us to collaborate and not necessarily have to think about funding. I know it takes funding, so fundraising, whatever you got to do for it. Yeah. But I think, you know, why am I paying £700 to go and do a 1-week writing camp when in reality we could all just come together. We can all come together and literally put a tenner in if you wanted to get studio time and do a day. What are your future goals, kind of aspirations for you as a person and as an artist? What's coming up next for you? Okay. So one thing that I've got multiple things that I want to do. So I can finally go into them. Go into it. I would love to pave a way for more British East Asian artists. Because it's not that like I grew up seeing colour, because for me, the world is beautiful. It's just people and things that can make it a little bit shitty and toxic. But I think if little me had more people that looked like me in the media, without me having to go and listen to Thai music, because I get it, if I wanted to see someone that looked like me, go to Thai music, but I also don't look like your stereotypical Thai person. So at the same time, even if I did see it, I don't see me, I see my auntie with a nose job, like, you know? So definitely just so that people that are like me can look at me and be like, oh, well, if they can, I can.
Yes.
Just like that enabling would be so amazing to me. And also just like, it also heals part of my inner child, because to be able to work with other East Asian identifying people and then finally feel like, you know, you belong. After so many years of feeling like you don't.
Yeah, you're speaking to me right now.
Do you know what I mean? Like just finally being able to have that community where it's like, damn, you know what, like look at what we've done. Like, look at how beautiful this is, you know? So
it's like a celebration. I feel like a lot of mixed race people feel like that because you've never really felt like you fit in somewhere.
Definitely. There's a group that you need to check out actually, called Multi People.
Oh, okay.
And it's all for mixed raced people in the UK.
Okay.
They did like a little experiment where they went in the streets and they said, can you name 3 Asian artists? And they'd name people and they go, okay, can you name 3 East Asian artists?
And they're like,
no.
Interesting.
And it's like, South Asian music has a far bigger platform in the UK, but also it's due to like numbers, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't mean a lot of us Asians are forced to become doctors. Not to be stereotypical, but like, you know.
Well, yeah.
But it is. It's true. It's true.
It is. Yeah, or an engineer, anyway. But for my, anyway, yeah.
No, I hear you. So I just think like having communities that you, just building a platform for a more like loving community. I love everybody. Yeah, anyone can have a hug from me. I hug the homeless people when I'm busking. Like, you know, I'd have so much love to give. I think there's so much love to share in the world as well.
Real.
So there's that. I really want to do a busking tour this year.
Ooh,
so I'm going to do it.
okay.
Because I've decided that I can. Because I can. So
you can.
So I'm gonna do like a little tour. I've got my stuff. It just means going to different cities and doing exactly what I'm doing anyway. And I have friends in different cities, so I can always get them to join me and we can have fun. And it's a way to make it sociable.
And like documenting that is a good,
Yeah, so I definitely want to do that. I'm trying to up my social media game this year a little bit, but more so like having behind the scenes stuff, because I think being able to reflect and seeing it through videos as opposed to like remembering thoughts and emotions, because thoughts and emotions can really cloud the experience of something. Like I remember
That's true.
I had one event and I felt terrible for it because I messed up one note. It wasn't even obvious, no one could tell, but I could. So for me it was a shit performance, it was a shit day. But when you look back at the footage, you're like, actually it was a vibe. But because you've got that thought that overtakes everything else and overrules everything else. So yeah, definitely want to document more.
Okay.
And then long-term goals. I would love, and I mean love, so I'm trying to learn how to speak Thai properly so that I can feel a bit more connected to that part of me as well. I would love to do a gig in Thailand and be able to speak my native tongue to the audience.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Like, I think it would be so beautiful to be able to be like, you know, I'm back. I've returned home. It feels like home. And I can even speak the mother tongue to you. But I get to share my music that I've created as like being like my mixed little self, you know?
Oh, that's a really nice goal.
Thank you. And then many you've being released. Like you've got a random drop coming soon. I'm not even gonna tell you the date. It's just gonna be there.
Ooh,
because it's requested. And then Ice-T's coming next.
Ice-T's coming next?
Ice-T's coming next after that, because you know what? I'm ready for people to know about it by summer. Like, hear me out. Bottomless brunch. Think I need another sip. We can play a drinking game. I'll make a drinking game for the song. Pre-drink with me.
People would love that.
For real. Speed it up, TikTok version. There you go. Sped up, high pitched.
Genius.
I need to start putting these ideas to paper.
You
because
do. You do. Stop sharing them for the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. You need to cut this shit out. Thank you for inviting me.
I've had such a nice time talking to you.
Not that I don't anyway. I always yap your ear off. But
we be yapping.
We yapping. We do. We yapper. Yeah. Spotify needs to combine my profiles. I've requested for starters. Okay, so Spotify needs to combine them. But you can find me at Some Honey, like SOMEHONEY. Think of bees, not like the honey you see on the street, even though I am. And you can find me on all socials at somehoney_worlds without the O, because I'm the one you're missing.
I love that you do that every time.
Thank you. I planned that speech, you know, it's planned to a T now.
It's off the tongue now.
But for those of you who didn't get that, that's SOMEHONEY_WRLD.
Without the O.
Cheers to that.
Yes, sir. Okay, see you next time.
Bye.
Yay! Exciting.